Hey everybody, welcome back again to Ken Tamplin Vocal Academy, where the proof is in the singing. I am continuing my Dimashathon, and next up is DAYBREAK. This is done by request, and also whatever publishing rights I could get to be able to use them on YouTube. But anyway, I have a singing course, and the course is called How to Sing Better Than Anyone Else. And you guys can find it right here at KenTamplinVocalAcademy.com. And for those of you that are interested in learning how to sing, or you're for an intermediate singer or an advanced singer, you can please check out my free singing forums also at KenTamplinVocalAcademy.com. Just click on the singing forums tab. It'll take you right to my forums where I have over 20,000 people in there all talking about how Dimash gets great, how I get great, how you get great, and how we all can get great together at singing, okay? With that said, I'm gonna dive right into this. I have not seen this. This is gonna be a combination of a vocal analysis, a vocal tutorial, kind of some singing secrets revealed, and a little bit of a reaction all kind of thrown into one, okay? Here we go. This guy has a lot of weight and a lot of pressure on his shoulders to always deliver as the only guy, right? All eyes on him all the time. Pretty instrumental piece. Now, I want to point something out that's going to be interesting from the start here, okay? I have a lot of people doing my singing course, and or people that I have a lot of free tutorials too on YouTube, and they say to me, hey Ken, whenever I do your workouts, I find my placement of my sound is pitched higher. And I talk about this in my course. I call it Michael Jackson voice, you know. Hi, how y'all doing out there? Where your voice is placed kind of like Mickey Mouse. It's kind of placed nice and high, like you took a hit off some helium or some helium. That's what I was doing. Helium. Anyway, and no, really seriously though, you took a hit off some helium and so my voice is kind of up here. Now, I'm gonna play this back. We're gonna do a tutorial, a vocal analysis and everything. But I can tell that he warmed up quite a bit for a higher range for this video. Now, I haven't seen the video. I don't know this song from Adam. I've never watched this, okay? But I can tell when we go to warm our voices up, we can warm them up for different timbres for singing. And he warmed his voice up for a really high timbre. How do I know this? Because I've heard his speaking voice and I've heard him sing other songs where he sings in, by the way, let me back this up. Sorry for the by the way stuff. If you noticed, I hummed to myself in a lower register when this started, right? I was trying to find what notes he was singing, and it's what led me to share this information with you now. So back it up and you'll see what I'm talking about. So anyway, I noticed that when he first came out to sing these couple of notes, his placement was really high. Now, when he doesn't put his vocal placement really high, in another video, I mentioned I think he might be a high baritone. Really, straight up. Of some other stuff, I've heard him sing low when he didn't set his voice to be placed really high, which means his chords are longer, or they're longer like a baritone. With that said, when you listen to this right here, even notes that aren't that low normally for him sound like they're placed high. What does that mean? It means that he has set his voice up to do some really high upper mid voice stuff that he's tipping me off as a singer, as a vocal coach, to know that straight out of the gate. Let me back it up, take a listen, and you'll see what I mean about his voice being placed high on notes that are not normally too low for him to get. Let's just do this and I'll show you. Here we go. See, he's kind of, he's reaching for that note, which is normally not that low for him because he can go down here. I've heard him go, so, da, 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 right? I've heard him go an octave lower than that with a lot more resonance and a lot more girth and roundness and color to his voice down this low. So this means that he either is coming off of singing a lot of songs high, Or if this was his first song, he set his voice up really high to be able to do about what he's about ready to do. And so the lower stuff is harder to get. So for you out there that are doing your warm-ups, you're going, I don't know, something's wrong. Something happened to my voice. All of a sudden I lost my lower range. No, you didn't lose your lower range. All you did was set your voice up carefully, hopefully, with a view towards singing higher. Okay. So I'm doing this, guys, this is all golden nugget stuff. So you singers out there, hope you're following along with this, what I'm saying.
那双无助的眼，住在那美丽风景残忘的地方，不停地一声追想，真挚山谷。就是那个秋天，最寒冷的花瓣陪你。它用它的秋天托起我重生的基地，黑暗中泪水长满了双眼。
Now all this here, no, 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 no. He's a little bit of a mixed voice. He's about 70% chest, about 30% head voice in his mixed voice, and he's kind of going in and out. So when he leans into it a little bit more, you hear a little bit more chest come in. When he pulls back and adds more air, you hear more head voice come in. And he's got this ebb and flow of going back and forth between a chest head mix. And you can clearly hear this as he's doing it. And he loves to add all that air. It's dangerous. Good control. He's going in chest, staying in chest. And head. Mix. Now, as he's going here, you can hear him bring his head voice down into his chest voice, and he's mixing about 50-50. Listen closely to this. You can really hear, you don't hear the bright timbral, kind of brassy sort of tone that we get out of our chest voice. He's augmenting that with head voice. Listen to this. Real close. Check this out. Starting about here. More chest. Head. Head. Mix head. More chest. More chest. More chest. Now, right there, I want you to check something out, okay? Now, he is so good at what I'm gonna call the sleight of hand, like a musician. You know what sleight of hand is? It's, the shell game where they put the little thing in the shell and you're trying to figure out where the ball is in the shell, right? He is such a master at how fantastic he is at connecting his chest and his head voice and his mixed voice that you can hardly ever tell when he's shifting. But you heard it right here. It's kind of like hearing when you hear auto-tune and you know auto-tune is working, you know for a fact it's auto-tune. In the same way, you can hear the chest head shift. Watch this. Listen close. He's bringing his head voice down, like I said, and you hear a little chirp real quick. Right? Where it's kind of quickly shifting and transitioning from chest head. Listen really closely. I'll point it out to you. This is like licks and tricks or singing secrets revealed right here, folks. Check it out. You hear the chirps in there? I'm going to play it again and listen closely because it's a vacillation between chest and head and these quick transitions, and he's not able to catch it quite fast enough like he'd like it, and he hasn't committed to bring the chest down, or excuse me, bringing the head voice down into his chest and singing with that timbre, or bringing his chest voice way up high into this register, and he hasn't committed. So it's kind of chirping, going chirp, chirp in the throat. Listen really closely and you can hear the shell game of him faking us out on whether he's using chest or head or not. Look at this, check this out. Right? You can hear on that last note, he's totally in head voice. He's not belting the sound. It's 100% reinforced falsetto. Folks, this is exactly what I've been telling you guys about. In my singing course, I cover all this stuff of how to get and to sing with this range and to take your head voice, match the tonal qualities of your head voice, bring it down into your chest voice and stretch your chest voice up in your head voice with a long 4 or 5 notes or 6, 7 notes of mixed voice percentage of being able to have this much chest and this much head, or this much head and this much chest. I want you to go back and listen to this whole thing one more time and notice how much he's staying in his head voice and bringing it down in his chest. I get so excited about this because he is proof personified of the stuff that I've been teaching you guys for 10 years. It's all over my YouTube videos. Go way back and see the date, time stamp on my videos to show you exactly what he's doing and exactly what I teach you, how to get this kind of range in my singing course. Listen to this whole thing again and listen to him bring his head. And you can also tell too, as it comes down, you bring the head voice down, it's not as powerful and it's not as strong as when he's pulling chest and belting. So you can hear kind of a little bit of a frailty or weakness, even though it's bright and even though it's still Dimash and it's really cool, you can still hear him bringing his head voice all the way down into his chest voice through these parts. Check this out. Listen really closely one more time. Chest, 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 chest. Right? That's all head voice. And then after that phrase, he starts to come back into his chest. That's how I do it. That's precisely how I get to the range of the notes that I do, is exactly like this. So anyway, let's continue. You hear it? It's a, hey! It doesn't have that big powerful chest sound. It's right? It's a head voice, and it's that shell game of faking you out and making you think he's pulling chest up really high when he's really bringing his head voice down into his chest voice register. Let's continue. Now he's in a soprano voice. By the way, someone else who does this nowhere near as cool as Dimash is Adam Lambert. Adam Lambert uses the same technique as I do. It's the same kind of thing where you can hear the shifting and he's in his head voice and he goes back and forth between chest and head. It's just that Dimash is an absolute shell game master at sleight of hand with his voice. Okay, let's continue.
有时我替着陌生的人祭奠，也完美的制造一个美丽的火焰。
That was a killer scale. I gotta back that up. Now, let's go back. Notice on the low notes, he can't quite get to them with the same robust roundness and warmth because he's stretched his voice up so high that the placement is really high, exactly like what I assumed was going to happen when I first started watching this, right? So anyway, but listen to this scale. The scale is kick butt. I love this. This is awesome. It's barely got the low end right now. Guy doesn't miss a note. Awesome. That was downright fantastic. All right, guys, if you like what you heard again, please like and subscribe. Don't forget, join my singing forums. It's free. Check out my singing course at KenTamplinVocalAcademy.com and check out my next video.